Hello everyone, today I'm going to explain you one topic about the monetary system. In this topic, you will learn the basic of what you need to know. First, the meaning of money. Second, the function of money has in the economy. And third, the Central Bank of Indonesia and what tools of Bank Indonesia used to control the money supply. An understanding of money is so important to know because, as we know, the quantity of money can affect the inflation and interest rate in the long run and also can affect production and employment in the short run. The meaning of money. Money is something people use to buy goods and services from other people. So, money is like an asset in economy that people regularly use to buy goods and services. Money is liquid, how easy converted into a medium of exchange. It means the existence of money makes transaction easier. For example, you go to a shop and buy something, that shop doesn't care how much money you have, as long as you pay, and they will accept your money. It because money in economy has been widely accepted and exchanged for good and service. Can you imagine that if there was no money in the economy, people would have to do a barter? Barter is exchange of good or service for another to obtain the things they want. But barter have a trouble because it's hard for us to meet people that have double coincidence of wants for good or service like we want. After we know the meaning of money, now we discuss the function of money. Actually, money has three functions. First, medium of exchange. Second, unit of account. Third, store of value. First, money as a medium of exchange. It provides the item used to make transaction, like buy or sell good and service. For example, when you buy a food at a restaurant and you pay for it with your money, so you get the food as an exchange value for the money as you have paid. This transfer of your money from buyer to seller allows the transaction to take place. Second function of money is unit of account. It provides the way in which price and other economic values are recorded. For example, when you go shopping, you might see the cost of shirt $50,000. So this cost show the value of goods and service trade. So the last function is store of value. It provides a way of transferring purchasing power from the present to future. For example, when you have money for today, then you hold it until you buy in another time, or you can also save the money into an asset such as stock and bonds. It means you transfer your purchasing power from today to the future. The kinds of money. There are two types of money in economy: commodity money and fiat money. Commodity money is a money that takes from a commodity with intrinsic value. Intrinsic value means that the item would have value even if it were not used as money. One example of commodity money is gold. Gold has been used as a commodity money for 1,000 years. Second, fiat money. Fiat money is money without intrinsic value, but used as money because government decree or order. For example, each money that we have in wallet include as fiat money. Why? Because this money has been decreed by government to be a valid money. So this money is legal if we use for transaction. In this section, we can measure money stock. Money in the economy can be divided into two measures: M1, and M2. M1 actually can be described as the money supply. The component of money supply or M1 are currency such as the paper money and coins, and also demand deposits and traveler checks. For your information, demand deposit is a deposit that only can access on demand by writing a check. And then traveler check is a check that you need when you go to another country or going to somewhere. Conversely, M2 has more asset in its measure than does M1. The component of M2 are all of M1 plus saving deposit and time deposit, and also money market mutual funds. Saving deposit is basic type of deposit. Uh, it's regularly you keep money in the bank. That's saving deposit, and time deposit is a deposit with a specific maturity date or period to maturity. But money market mutual funds is like when you invest into market instrument like uh, certificate of Bank Indonesia, bonds or commercial paper or something like that, with a remaining maturity of less than 1 year. Bank Indonesia. Bank Indonesia is the central bank of Indonesia. In the US, the central bank is called Federal Reserve or the Fed. As the central bank, Bank Indonesia has two jobs. The first job is to oversee the banking system. It means Bank Indonesia is responsible for regulating the banks and ensure the health of the banking system. In particular, Bank Indonesia monitors its bank financial condition and facilitates bank transactions by clearing checks, and also makes loans to banks when they want or need to borrow. Second jobs is Bank Indonesia control the quantity of money in the economy. It's called money supply. Decision by policymakers concerning the money supply constitute monetary policy. Tools of monetary control. Basically, Bank Indonesia control the money supply through three instruments of monetary policy are open market operation, second, the discount rate, and reserve requirement. So take a look one by one of tools. Money market operation involves purchase and sale of government bonds or security by Bank Indonesia. If Bank Indonesia aims to increase the money supply, Bank Indonesia should buy government bonds. It can occur because when Bank Indonesia buy bonds from public, it get the bonds, and the money that Bank Indonesia pay for the bonds increase the quantity of money in the economy. Conversely, the sale of government bonds to the public decrease the money supply. It can occur because if Bank Indonesia sell the government bonds from its portfolio to the public will pay for these bonds with their currency money and bank deposit. Then money taken out of the public and directly reducing the money supply in circulation. The next tool for monetary control is discount rate. More lending to banks from Bank Indonesia can increase the money supply. It because this additional reserve allow the banking system to create more money. Bank Indonesia can control the money supply by changing the discount rate or BI rate. Discount rate is the interest rate on the loans that BI or Bank Indonesia makes to banks. A higher discount rate, it means decrease the money supply. Because a higher discount rate discourage bank from borrowing reserve from Bank Indonesia. Thus, an increase in the discount rate reduces the quantity of reserve in the banking system, which is uh, in turn reduce the money supply. It can be inferred higher discount rate means less bank borrowing and fewer bank loans. Conversely, a lower discount rate can increase the money supply because a lower discount rate encourages banks to lend their reserve and borrow from Bank Indonesia. This will increase the money supply. It can be inferred lower discount rate mean much bank borrowing and greater bank loans. The last tool of monetary control is reserve requirement. Reserve requirement is a minimum amount of reserve that banks must hold against deposit and is set by Bank Indonesia. In other words, this reserve in order to ensure that banks are able to meet their abilities. Bank Indonesia can also decrease the money supply by increasing reserve requirement. An increase in reserve requirement means that banks must hold more reserve and therefore fewer loans can be offered by banks to the public. As a result, decrease the money supply. Conversely, decreasing in reserve requirement has a reverse effect to money supply. A decrease in reserve requirement lowers the reserve ratio in banks and then release more capital for banks to offer loans and increase the money supply because the bank can offer a lot of loan to the public. Okay, thank you for watching this video. I hope you understand. Happy practice and see you on next week.